How's it going, people? It's Liam Catterson here. We're reacting to the second part of this two-parter with episode number 9 of season 4. Emma's in a bit of a crash at the minute because Ingrid appeared out of nowhere. So, yeah. But it's all happening with the fact that Gold is planning on entrapping Emma and her abilities in the hat, of course. And not just that, though, but in the flashbacks, I am so sure that we're going to get, I guess, the answers to Elsa being trapped in the urn. I've already made my hunches on who I definitely now think it's going to be based on the last episode, and I guess episode 7. So, yeah, but I am looking forward to seeing how we do resolve this two-parter. So with that said, let's get into episode number 9 of season 4 for Once Upon a Time. Let's go.
Ingrid, you're to be banished, and that she's to see to your punishment personally. Then when she comes down here, I'll surprise her with the urn. Not like party surprise. Something more dour to match the occasion, like surprise.
Now I would do like surprise.
Come down here too, just in case. No, you need to be as far away as possible.
Oh, that happens. Ingrid be like, who's the one that says surprise? Yeah, there he is.
How is that? I won't let you.
You're not gonna hurt me. You need me.
Don't do this. What's that?
She
Here. If I could be, I would.
Ah, so that's how she
and that is the truth.
escaped.
I don't care what you say. That's the truth.
She's a hologram.
We're not talking about an old pair of Jimmy Choos here. Tell me you're joking.
It may seem drastic, but it's the only way
She
Emma
can't
can be
get
sure
rid
never
of
to
it.
hurt anyone again.
This could be the worst idea you've ever had. And you hired the
Wow.
Wicked Witch as your nanny.
We actually think it would be good for her. She could be normal.
You know,
Let
you
me
can't.
ask you something.
You gotta give her that.
Opened up a whole world for him. But I was so scared of losing him. But I tried convincing him he was crazy. And that being normal would make things better.
That insight from Regina about how.
Thankfully, he had the good sense not to listen to me.
Regina's right.
Damn, that's.
David,
Amazing.
what happened then?
It's been a while, okay? I don't
It's been a
remember
while.
every detail.
Well, I do. He was so devastated. He decided his kingdom should share his pain.
Oh.
So he spent years
and
harnessing dark magic, used it on the
that's.
mirror and cast a spell
you
over
could say
his
reflected
entire
to
kingdom.
Storybrooke.
It made his subjects see only the worst. Luckily, I only need to cast it over you.
Oh. Oh my god, no! And this is how Anna's gonna trap Elsa because it's gonna be her worst self. Oh, come on, no!
You're sure these are from her bug?
Oh yeah.
You always take your phone as
Went
well.
out here and then
Whenever you need help, it just magically shows up like Henry's book.
yeah, I think that
But you're
when
trying.
you do good, the universe takes care of you. That's why it showed up.
Doesn't really matter.
Try saying
why.
that to Fitzsimmons.
Your
The
wishes
universe
are rewarded.
hates them.
Mine are
It may not happen as quickly as you want, but if you stay the course, your happiness will come.
You honestly believe that?
It doesn't matter what I believe. What matters is that you do.
I love that discussion from Mary. I love how she's helping out Regina and how Regina
really
is so
something, all right.
worried.
Any book we want is hardly going to be stacked beside The Cat in the Hat. Why would a cat want a hat?
I've seen stranger.
No!
Wait. This wasn't here before.
What wasn't here?
Ooh.
Not sure.
And that's the man who always chooses power.
She believes you can change.
And I love her for that. But I fear she's quite likely wrong.
But you, Emma.
So you admit to
You don't
yourself
need to
to the
change.
darkness forever.
Because you did the right thing. Always.
Oh, and she's gonna do the right thing by not going in.
You let me believe it was all my fault. That I had done something wrong.
How can you say these things? We promised we'd never be like this. What's happened?
I've come to my senses.
This is gonna be worried.
Oh, no.
Oh!
This isn't you. I won't give up on my sister.
Do it, Elsa! Freeze her!
No, I won't.
And this is how she's gonna get trapped in the
hurt
urn
my
because
sister.
Do it!
Do what you will, but know that no matter what, Anna, I love you.
Ingrid, you suck.
In both of your eyes.
Let her go.
Eventually, everyone sees me as a monster. Maybe
I mean,
it's
you
time
basically
embrace that.
manipulate her.
And be one.
Shit! Shit!
Us for who we are, and that's important. But it's not enough. It's on us too.
Yeah, we have to have that
You
acceptance
have to
of
love
being.
yourself, Emma. The good and the bad. The only way to ever truly be in
Self-love.
control of your powers is to embrace them. It's time to stop being afraid.
But this could kill you.
Take that risk if you will.
Oh! She's risking going into the unknown!
I guess he shouldn't go through with it. So sorry. He's already dead, but one still lives.
Oh my god.
Oh, yes. As luck would have it, dear, eh? You're my oldest friend.
No, Hawk! 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 Hawk!
Get over it there.
Come on, Emma, where are you? Elsa!
I promised you we'd have some fun first.
Turn for a hat. As simple as that. And just to make
That's
it
right.
easy for you, when you find the object of my desire, just say my name 3 times, and I shall
Like
come to you.
Beetlejuice.
See you soon.
Just as creepy. She's not gonna find the thing.
Look at me any harder, you're gonna drill a hole in my head.
I'm just relieved.
Oh,
You should go outside. I have a feeling there are a lot of worried people who will be glad to see you.
this is. Oh, I'm hating where this is gonna go.
It's a sign. And you can take it however you want, but to me,
A sign
it's showing you
from-
possibility.
It's like a what if.
That's not something that would ever happen to a villain, is it?
Same page,
What is it?
different story.
I also want a quarter.
And be reunited with the one you've just lost.
Oh, so she has to play the long game, and like I said, like she has to pivot to Emma first.
This door will lead you to a new land, where your happy ending awaits. Now, take this. When the time comes, it will lead you to your third sister.
For now, enjoy Earth. Quite gloomy, but I guess fits Earth perfectly. No one's batting an eye. Then again, she could be a lost bride, for all they know.
Emma!
Ah! Listen, Isn't that beautiful? Oh, Emma, you go, girl. Go. Get it.
Won't come off.
I won't either.
Well, what a great way to end a beautiful moment.
It's like it's funneling all my magic away, like it's harnessing it somehow.
And all three have embraced their powers, which we now have, thanks to you.
Oh. Because if Emma went in there...
I wield the magic of my three sisters. Now my mirror is complete. And with this power, I can finally cast a spell over all of Storybrooke.
Shit.
I can
Oh, fudge. You know, how many times is Storybrooke gonna be cursed, etc.? Someone ought to close the place down. Oh, boy. I'm just really worried about what is going to happen. Because we've seen what it can do now with... I mean, we've seen it really with Belle. But... yeah. Ugh. Well, this is gonna be fun, isn't it? Everyone turn against each other. Yay, fun. Darker selves, just get out there. Oh, well and good. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? Oh, no. Yeah, I thought this was like, with the last episode, that was obviously the calm before the storm in this two-parter. This one did a really, really good job at creating that tension and setting things up for the next episode, as well as the fact that it really, really did a good job of, I guess, tying up a lot of questions in terms of how Elsa was in the urn, and as I had a feeling it would be Anna that had trapped Elsa in the urn, but it was under the influence of Ingrid. So... yeah, and we kind of have an idea of where she is. She's, I guess, still frozen in Arendelle, so along with Kristoff, along with Hans, and considering the fact that they weren't shattered, there is a bit of hope that they will defrost, and they will eventually at some point come to Storybrooke, and voila, so yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But I have a feeling there will be a wholesome reunion between Elsa and Anna, because of the fact that that wasn't her that trapped Elsa in the urn. But it did put up a middle finger to Ingrid's plans by, I'd say, a significant amount, because... say she did, say Elsa did, I guess, turn to the dark side, I guess, and freeze Anna, then, you know, Ingrid's plan could have come to fruition in the 80s, really. Well, the 90s, really, but still. So, but yeah, like I said, we got some answers out there in terms of how Ingrid went to our world, how she's able to rid Elsa and, I guess, Emma from certain memories. Where the urn ended up, it was really, really satisfying to get all of those answers distributed in this episode, but also really, really satisfying to see the flashbacks, because, yeah, like I said, I had a feeling Anna would be the one that trapped Elsa, but I kind of thought it would go into a more sadder direction, as if she had to, and that would create potential drama, but it was all down to the manipulation, the craziness of Ingrid, basically. So, yeah. And in doing so, she shot herself in the foot, because Elsa was not going to get rid of her sister like that. So, yeah. But funnily enough, Rumpel, yeah, there was a bit of a kibosh to his plans as well, because he wanted Elsa to go into that, he wanted Emma to go into that room. Didn't happen, and Ingrid succeeded. So I really love the kind of differences in the flashbacks and in present day. Ingrid lost significantly. I mean, there was hope, but she lost the urn and had no idea where it was because Rumpel decided, yeah. And it wasn't until the apprentice basically said, you'll have to basically have a bit of a long wait. You will get there eventually, but it's going to have to take time. So, because the alternative is that, it wouldn't come to fruition, I guess. So, yeah. But yeah, it was really, really great. And even the present day event was pretty great. I'm just mad that Emma didn't get to take her phone with her because she would have noticed the bloody voice message, but forget about that. Oh well, this is gonna be heartache for in regards to Hook, so I'm prepared for that, but yeah. But yeah, really, really good stuff. I really loved Regina in this episode as well. Especially the talk that Mary Margaret and Regina had. Like, they've come such a long way. But also, Mary Margaret, of course, giving Regina hope, even though, like, Regina's like, I swear to God. But, you know, if Regina sticks to the plan, makes good choices, the universe, like, I really love that though, like, the universe will offer them offer them gratitude, etc. As an Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. fan, yeah. The universe is not 100% forgiving. It's just about, I guess, the right place at the right time, etc. The universe doesn't give a shit. Trust me. I've endured 7 years. Well, I haven't endured 7 years, but 7 seasons of heartache. So, yeah. Anyways, I digress. No, I really loved the interactions between Mary Margaret and Regina. It's so great to see Mary Margaret try to help, and even Regina, like, trying to influence David and Mary Margaret that you need to accept that specialty. You need to accept Emma for what she has. Like, you can't just contemplate the idea of disregarding what makes your daughter special. You need to own it, basically. Which was a very, very important message about owning what you are and who you want to be, because she tells that to Mary Margaret and David, and Mary Margaret's like, you can have your happiness, you need to own it, etc. And of course, Emma needing to own her abilities, which was really, really well done. And I'm glad that Elsa was the one to help her out there. So yeah, but of course it's all coming tumbling down with the fact that was pretty much key for Ingrid basically having the ribbons become so special. And yeah, so but yeah, Emma has to accept her abilities, etc. And it's really, really great to see her finally being able to do that. So yeah, but I'm sure there's gonna be a way to stop Ingrid, so it's all good. But yeah, I also really, really love the whole situation with Robin finding that alternative page, and I feel like the author of the book, or books potentially, with that missing page, is obviously going to be a huge significant, like they're building him up in this first arc, but the main focus is Ingrid, and once we're done with Ingrid we can turn to the author. And I want to say that we're gonna have more of these alternative pages showing up. I would like that, and this would go in pretty well in terms of Regina thinking her her path is set in stone, that you can have these alternative choices. You can go either way. And I'd like to see that fleshed out potentially more, about these characters could go a different way if certain things happened. And funnily enough, we kind of saw, I guess, a what-if scenario, in a sense, with last season, with Hook and Emma travelling back, nearly jeopardizing the timeline. So it would be similar to kind of last season, but I think that would go in well in terms of Regina being dejected about the fact that her path is set in stone. And then she finds this, Robin finds this alternative page about Regina and Robin being happy, etc. And one can assume that Regina is living her best life with none of that darkness from that event. I would love to see more of those, potentially, and I feel like we might do, because, as I've said, I feel like the author was setting up the seeds in this first part. Second part, we're definitely going to flesh things out further on that regard. And we might potentially see more of these alternative scenarios, or what if that makes sense. I mean, as a storyteller, you do have that temptation to tap into that side. I mean, you have it with Doctor Who, you have it with Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I guess. You have it especially with Marvel. So yeah. So if we're having this emphasis on this author of this book, one can kind of expect he or she to create a what-if scenario. What if Robin and Regina met at the tavern, and potentially other focuses down the line in terms of what we've already encountered in the flashbacks, I guess, or heck, even present day, like what if Emma never went, what if Henry didn't show up on Emma's doorstep? So I think that might be where we might be going if we're going to have focus on the author. So, but we'll just have to wait and see, because I feel like we're definitely going to have emphasis on the author, but it could be someone completely different. But yeah. So yeah, I really, really loved that bit, and offering, I guess, hope, and for Regina owing Snow a quarter. So no, but I really loved Mary Margaret and Regina just chatting, and even having a bit of a gossip about Robin, etc. And it's just so glorious, because you think about how far they have come. They were at each other's throats. We started this journey with this hatred, and now you have Mary Margaret talk about the fact that it's not so simple as me being the hero and me getting that happily ever after, because nothing is 100% black and white in terms of hero and villain, etc. And there was that little bit of darkness in my heart, and you're not, look at you, you're evolving so much, so it's not clear cut in terms of your destiny. And now she's got more testimony in terms of that alternative page on that same page, alternative book. So yeah, it's given Regina that bit of hope. So I really, really love that conversation with Mary and with Mary Margaret and Regina. So yeah, but yeah, pretty great episode. Loved the confrontation between Gold and Emma as well, because we had that honesty talk from Rumpel in regards to how I guess he succumbs to that darkness. He makes the wrong choices, etc. And for Emma, and it's sad for Emma's case because of the fact that she is really in this panic state, and Gold is offering these words of wisdom. You always make the right choice. When in the other room, she is on the verge of being sucked into the hat with her powers. That's all, folks. So it's really, really sad in that regard, because Emma is so desperate to reunite with her family and not put them in danger. Thankfully, Elsa had a different idea in terms of telling her to embrace yourself. because you have others believe in you, but you need to have that self-love, etc., which is very, very powerful, I would say. Just the relief on Emma's face is just really amazing, because like I said in the last episode, you saw how traumatized she was. So yeah, and now she's, well, I say now she is completely relieved, but yeah, she's got a ribbon, so does Elsa, and shit's about to go down, because yeah, Ingrid has basically said, let there be carnage, and yeah, so, but if it's going to be very, very interesting if this if the spell of Shattered Sight is does make its way around Storybrooke, and everyone starts, beating the shit out of each other, etc., and bringing their worst qualities. It will be very, very interesting to see everyone, I guess, play a darker version of themselves, because it was really, really eerie with Anna. Because she has that wholesome way about her. She's very, very wholesome, and she's like a cherub. And when Ingrid had inflicted her, it was just very, very intimidating. It was very, very strange to see her that way. And that's just a testament to just how sinister it is. I actually saw a comment on, because I've just released the first episode of season 4 on YouTube, about how the actress just got out of acting school. And, it's very, very interesting to have such a believably sweet and kind character. And then in this episode, you have the tables turn to have her present that darkness. It was very, very well done. So, testament to the actress, for just, if that comment is right, for just departing acting school and being able to switch it up a gear, because, you have to make it very, very believable. And it was very, very chilling, because you have this idea of Anna being so sweet and wholesome, and yeah, in that moment, even though we know that Ingrid has affected her, it's still a change in scenario, and it's still very, very chilling to see. So it will be very, very interesting to see what does happen to everyone else who is affected. So yeah, so I'm really excited to see what does happen. But yeah, I enjoyed this episode. This was a really, really superb second half, in my opinion. And onwards to the next episode, where I'm sure nothing bad's gonna happen whatsoever. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time. Toodles!